Yo, what's going on? I'm Treezum, or you can call me Treezy, and welcome back. Today, I just want to make another kind of update video on like some news in the gaming world, anime world, comic world, entertainment world, etc. So I guess you can call it like a podcast because I would just be talking to myself and just giving you some updates on things that's been happening in the entertainment world. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So real quick before I start the video, if you would leave a like, that would mean the most to me. That's the best way you can support this channel and videos I make. And if you want to go a step further, just go ahead and share to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media platform you're on the most. Share to your friends. See if they like it. They might share it to their friends, and you know, so on. So yeah, real quick before the video starts, if you would leave a like and do any of those other things, that would be greatly appreciated. So thank you. So first up, we got some gaming news. There hasn't been a lot of news regarding gaming that much in the past week or so, but I was able to scrap up a few articles and some major news today. Xbox actually, they dropped some major news regarding their consoles and stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna start with gaming, and let's just dive right into it. So first in gaming news, we got some Xbox One Series X news. Man, that's still a mouthful. It's so hard to say. We got some Xbox One Series X news. They just dropped the official specs on Twitter today. Cyberpunk co-signed them. They also dropped some news with them because they're in the marketing deal with them, so they also support. But anyways, they dropped some news today regarding all their specs, the details on that console, and their features. I'm just gonna say like some of the highlights. Some pictures will be up on the screen so you can see. So for visual reference, but I will just be saying some of the highlights, the things that stood out to me the most, which were that the Xbox One Series X supports 120 frames per second. That might not be a lot to people on PC that already get those frames, but that is still a huge step for consoles. The Xbox One Series X supports 4 generations of compatibility. You'll be able to play over games from like 4 generations ago, the original Xbox 360, Xbox One, and then the new Xbox. A huge thing that they announced was that there was a free cross-buy, so you don't have to buy 2 versions of games for Xbox One and Xbox One Series X. So that's like a huge money saver for a lot of people, because they did that a lot for like the last Xbox, between like the release of the Xbox One towards the end of the lifespan for Xbox 360. I remember there was like Call of Duty Ghost, GTA 5 you could buy, and Need for Speed. I think I had to buy all 3 of those games twice. So this is like a huge money saver. Quality of life. This is great that they did that. I'm pretty sure everybody's happy. It's a win for everyone. Another feature that they added, or they stated that they had, was some DirectX ray tracing. I don't know much about like this, all these crazy things, but I do know some. And ray tracing is like huge in graphics. There'll be better like shadow outline, just make the game look a little bit more realistic. They have 12 teraflops. I still don't really know what those are. I did a little bit of research. That helps like how fast the game can process, something along the lines of that. But I just know that 12 teraflops, that's a lot of teraflops. So that just makes the games run faster, process faster. They have a custom AMD processor, and then there's just a lot of more on screen. So I'll just be showing them on screen. You can see for yourself. Go on their Twitter. They release all the details they have on their website and all of that good stuff. The price range is still undecided, but I've been seeing people on Twitter and over like the internet guess and like get some estimates on what they think they'll release the price as. And personally, I think they'll be releasing it at least $500, at least $500 or $550, because this is like a huge upgrade. But I don't know. I just think they'll just release it at like $550 or $500, and I wouldn't be mad. This is a huge upgrade. This is like not a low-end PC, but this is this is like basically a PC, and they're also just giving us all these features and crazy things for cheap. And yeah, so I'll just say $550. And that would be the perfect price for me. I wouldn't be mad. That's an upgrade from the past Xboxes, and all you're doing is spending $50 more from the last one. And then there's no news on the PS5 except some old news. I'm pretty sure everybody's been like hearing about it. They're still like kind of confused on whether they want to release the PS5 at like, what was it, like $575 or $550, because like there's a price that'll tarnish their production costs, and then the profit, like it'll mess up the retail sales. I didn't really look too much into that because that's been happening. They were pretty like confused. But what I think they're doing, they're waiting on Xbox to make the moves. Because last year, not last year, what am I talking about? Last time when the consoles were releasing, I think the PlayStation, they released all their news and all of that good stuff, the prices first, and then the Xbox did. So this time, Xbox has the head start. They're doing everything, getting everybody's attention, releasing all their crazy news, and then PlayStation 5 will follow. But right now, there's not really any PlayStation 5 news. They're trying to wait, and then I believe they'll release the price of their PlayStation 5 after Xbox releases their price for the Xbox One Series X. But I think the price of the new Xbox will be $550, and then the PlayStation will be probably a little more because they're just really confused right now. Whether to release, I wouldn't say confused. They know what they're doing, but they're just trying to get a good estimate on whether to release their console at like a certain price. So that's what I'm not sure what they're doing over there. So yeah, that's it for that. Next in gaming news, we have Resident Evil live action Netflix series. There's a lot of Netflix series coming. Last time we talked on the last Treezcast, I talked about a One Piece live action, the Avatar live action. Netflix is picking up another live action Resident Evil live action Netflix series. So this is pretty much some old news. This is earlier this month in February. The main production they'll be filming Resident Evil live action series will be from June 2020 to October 2020. Right now it's in pre-production. They're trying to get the cast together, and they're also filming scenes in South Africa. I've read in a lot of articles that have been reporting on this news. So those are two huge just insights on what they're doing right now. There's a description of the plot I looked up right here. It says that the series will explore the darker inner workings of the Umbrella Corp and the new world order caused by the T virus. And then it also says the series is expected to incorporate all of the Resident Evil signature elements, including action sequences and Easter eggs. So I'm pretty excited to see what they do. I don't know. Netflix again. I'm still on like it's kind of like a shaky track record between them. They don't really. I don't know. I'll just have to see. They'll have to show me. And then also here's a deleted synopsis. Synopsis is deleted. So this is probably old. It was probably just a concept. But it says here that the town of Clearfield, MD, I'm guessing it's Maryland, has long stood in the shadow of three seemingly unrelated behemoths: the Umbrella Corp, the decommissioned Greenwood Asylum, and Washington, D.C. Today, 26 years after the discovery of the T-virus, secrets held by the three will start to be revealed at the first signs of the outbreak. So that was a deleted synopsis. That's basically just what the show is going to be centered around. Those three main branches, I guess. The three main enemies in the show: Umbrella Corp, Greenwood Asylum, and Washington, D.C. I'm not sure how that'll work out. I'm pretty sure they're making like a new, better explanation, but that was just a deleted synopsis. But it does sound interesting. I would have thought it would have took place in like Raccoon City, like most of the Resident Evil, main storylines. But I don't know. I just hope that, I don't know. I hope that it's not like the movies, because a lot of times the movies with what's her name, Mila. I don't know how to pronounce her name. She's has a Russian name. Those were good for what they were, like the first and second one, but I don't know. A lot of video game fans of the Resident Evil series didn't really like it. Well, I can't speak for them, but I'm speaking for myself. Like the video game, the storyline in the video game, the movies kind of went on their own thing, like this overly like action thing. I don't know. It was like weird. It's not really with the characters in the video games. And then they also had like I think they had Leon and Chris, or I think just Leon in one of the movies, but it was like, I don't know, it was just weird. So I hope they actually focus more on like the main characters: Chris, Leon, Ada Claire, Wesker, like the characters in the games, and like the places, Raccoon City and stuff like that. More true to like the games instead of the movies. The movies are kind of like over the top and crazy. And then I forgot to mention, this will be in live action, so it's not animated. So hey, I mean, everybody has a second chance. I hope they just do better than the movies, because I was a fan of the movies, but I wasn't a fan of them as like Resident Evil movies. They were fun movies to enjoy what they were, but I just didn't really see them as like Resident Evil movies with like the main characters and cast from the video game. So that's that. And moving on to the next news, the last news in gaming news. It's like I said, it's not really much news in the gaming news lately, but this is what I have for the end of this gaming bit. Some games releasing in the next few months. On that note of Resident Evil, we have Resident Evil 3. It's releasing on April 3rd, 2020. Bleeding Edge, I played the beta on my channel. If you didn't go see that video, go check it out. Bleeding Edge is officially releasing on March 24th, 2020. Anime fans, One Punch Man fans, they have a One Punch Man game, A Hero Nobody Knows, that's what it's called. Releasing February 28th, 2020, so that's releasing soon. The Metro Redux Switch compatible is releasing on February 28th, 2020, so if you have a Switch and you always want to play a game like Metro, that'll be releasing soon. Persona 5 Royale, one of my favorite games of all time, is releasing on PlayStation 4 on March 31st, 2020. Neo 2, that was a lot of people like the first one. That's releasing also. That's also a PlayStation exclusive, releasing on March 13th, 2020. The Last of Us is releasing. The Last of Us 2, my fault. Last of Us 2 is releasing on May 29th, 2020. And then that's really it for like the major games. There's a lot more, but these were like the major ones that everybody wants to see and that I want to see. And then you already know from the last podcast I made, there were a bunch of delayed games for this year. This season could have been like one of the best game releasing like seasons in like recent history. There could have been so many good games, but they've all been delayed. Avengers, Watch Dogs, even Last of Us, that would have been released in February, I believe, but it got pushed back to May. But I'm all for like games getting better and more time to develop the game, making sure it's like bug free. They're trying to make sure the games are good. I'm glad games are doing that now, because like in the last couple of years, that's been a huge problem in the gaming community. So at least that's something good we'll be getting out of it. But there are a lot of delayed games, but those games I just stated are releasing the next few months, and I hope that you're looking forward to some of those. And so that's it with the gaming news. So in entertainment, anime, comics, etc., we have the first bit of news, which is some Batman news. So if you're a Batman fan and you're looking forward to this Batman movie, there have been a bunch of photo leaks and like plot descriptions and just a bunch of hints towards like what the movie's gonna be about. And one of the first major leaks is the armor leak and the cowl leak. So they gave us they knew that the suits and everything was gonna get leaked, so they just released that little test footage. I'm pretty sure you saw it. I'll put it on the screen, where he was like, there was a red light version and just a regular version that showed his suit, and it looked like his symbol was made out of like the guns that killed his parents. I don't know, I wasn't really feeling that, but now they have leaked footage, a bunch of leaked footage, where him just like, I think the stunt double, so it doesn't really look right, but that's really the case in a lot of Hollywood movies, where the stunt double is wearing the suit and it doesn't really look right, because the better suit is obviously going to be on the main actor. So don't be alarmed. It might not look right on him because he's the stunt double. And but for the most part, I'm pretty sure this is how the suit is gonna look. They have like these weird things on his arms. I think those are like arrows or something like that. And then his like bat belt, I guess you call it, his bat belt, it looks pretty decked out. It looks something like Batman would actually wear. His torso looks amazing. The bat symbol is growing on me. I just wish it was a little bit bigger. His ears are good, like good height, medium height. I'm glad they aren't like too long or too short. The only problem I had with the last Batman with Ben Affleck was his ears were just a little bit too short, and I just like them a little bit longer, kind of like the Christian Bale, but actually those to me were a little bit too long, I think. So this one is actually perfect for me. It's not too crazy. He's not wearing the cowl, so that's probably why it still looks a little bit weird. I still want to see this cowl. They haven't showed that. And they have like a few motorcycle chase scenes going around. Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff leaking. So if you don't want to get spoiled, I guess it's not really a spoiler, but there's like some major like leaks in the movie. He will have like two suits. The first one is gonna get destroyed. So the first one, even if the first one looks weird to everybody, just don't be alarmed, because he'll get a better suit. Probably in the second half he'll make one. The first suit's probably like his practice suit. It's like made out of leather, and it's just weird to me. I don't know. I still like it, but it's still weird to me. So his second suit will probably be the one that we'll all like enjoy the most and that he'll don on for, the rest of his career in Gotham. So that's that. And then the story is also based off the Long Halloween comic book. That's one of the best Batman comic book storylines. Is a bunch of people get murdered. Some characters in there include his longtime enemies, the Riddler, Penguin, and Carmine Falcone, and they'll also be in this movie. So that's also heavily influenced from that comic book, and it'll also be on Halloween. That's one of the in the storyline. One of the days that somebody gets murdered is on Halloween, and that's where the story kind of picks up its pace. And then they're shooting scenes in a lot of different locations. Right now they're in mid-production. And that's really all we know right now. I just hope that they get the movie right. I'm looking forward to it a lot. We haven't got a single Batman film in like, I don't know how long since Christian Bale. Those days, those are really good films. I like those a lot. But I'm looking forward to Robert Pattinson. I think he can pull it off. He looks like Batman. Like certain ways, he'll get his hair dyed to look better, like more like Batman. He's getting bulked up. I'm pretty sure he really likes the role. He doesn't really take like mainstream movie roles. I've noticed that in him. He mostly likes like A24 indie films and stuff like that. So this is his first like major role since like Twilight. He's excited. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to where this movie's gonna go. And so next in entertainment news, the Sonic movie. Sonic movie released a few weeks ago. I talked about in my last podcast about the animation and what they did to make it better. And it looks like it's been getting good reviews. It's getting its flowers. It's getting what it deserved. I heard it was a good movie for what it was. It was Sonic. I heard the best parts were Sonic and Eggman, which is what anybody would expect. So that's also good. It's currently the #1 movie in box office, and it is currently the highest grossing video game movie as of date, beating Detective Pikachu. And it's just good news for video game movies, because now they'll learn and look and see what mistakes that they shouldn't make, and hopefully build on this situation and cater to what the fans want and not what they want. The higher ups that make those crazy decisions, like what they did with the Sonic design and whatnot. So this is really good news for like video game films. One video game film that I know is coming up that's been getting a lot of traction is the Uncharted. It'll have Tom Holland in it. It's kind of like following the storyline with the last one, where he's like young and then it goes through his life is when he gets older, and his brother. So hopefully they can do a good job on that. Tom Holland is a decent actor to me. Yes. And then the final entertainment news we have, I recently just saw the Birds of Prey movie last week. The Harley Quinn I forget, it's a really long title, the Birds of Prey movie with Harley Quinn in it. And then it's just kind of my review. It's good for what it was. Like I'm saying that like it's just good for what it was. What I like most about it was the villain Black Mask that played the actor. He played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars series. He was really good. He still has like a really good like acting ability. And he is going to be in the new Obi-Wan Kenobi series on Disney Plus. I'm not sure when that's going to come out. But he was a really good Black Mask. He portrayed a different Black Mask from the comics, and I was into it. He was like funny. He was crazy. He's like sadistic, and I really liked that. So he did a really good job on portraying Black Mask. It was some crazy moments in the film. It was like actually brutal. That movie it deserved to be like rated R. And then what I would say for this movie is that it's a filler movie for DC. It's just basically a filler movie, not bad filler. I'm not talking about like Solo bad, but it was a decent filler. Just to see and to just hold us off until the next major characters movie, like Wonder Woman, which is coming out this summer. Wonder Woman 1984, I think so. I don't know, but it's just a good filler movie until then to hold us off. And then some gripes that I had with the movie was that they changed some of the characters' comic book lore, like Black Canary. It's not actually the real Black Canary. It's her daughter, and then she's also black. So that kind of threw me off. So as you know, like if you didn't know, Black Canary and Green Arrow are they're together, they're a relationship. So like it's weird. They do a lot of things that I don't really like. So So Black Canary was older, and then Green Arrow was older, but then Harley Quinn is like also like in the like comic book storyline. She's supposed to be like the same age as like Green Arrow and like the the big names. But then I don't know, she died. I don't know. It's just things like that I don't really like. They changed the characters a lot, so I'm not sure how that's gonna play out when the main Justice League and DC stories come out. So is Black Canary gonna be old and Green Arrow, and like since he's a part of the Justice League, are they gonna be old? And then Harley Quinn is just young. I don't know. Just things like that just make me like kind of, I'm not sure about what they're doing with that DC universe. But for the most part, some of the characters, they stayed true to what they were in the comic books. And then the rating I would give for this movie is a 7 out of 10. So the last bit of news on this podcast, I'm going into music news. Some music release that I was into, that I listened to and I really like. That release since the last podcast video I made was Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats Unlocked album. They had a collab. There's a video on YouTube. It's crazy animation. It's very entertaining. It's like a little comedy skit, and then the music in between, the skits and stuff. And then they released the actual album on streaming services, so check that out. That is really dope. D-Smoke Black Habits. If you watch the Netflix series, what was it called? The Netflix series called Rhythm and Flow. He was the winner on that. He actually makes really good music. He's the brother of a TDE signee. Not Reason. Excuse me. He is the brother of Sir. He signed to TDE. And he's really talented on the show. He sings. He plays the piano. He speaks different languages. He's crazy. So this album is really good. I enjoyed it a lot. He killed it. Check that out too. And then also F the World by Brent Faiyaz. He just released that album not too long ago. That was pretty good also, so check that out also. And then some upcoming albums rumored to be dropping this year that I'm excited about are Isaiah Rashad's 2020 album, J. Cole's The Fall Off, that's been confirmed not too long ago. Janae Aiko Chalambo, she announced it on Twitter that she'll be dropping that. And then No Name's Factory Baby. And then some far-fetched. These are really far-fetched, but these are also albums that I would like to see, but they're also rumored, but I don't really think they'll be released, so I'll just put these in a far-fetched category. Childish Gambino, I want to see him drop in 2020. SZA, Kendrick Lamar, and then these are really, really far-fetched. I want to see Frank Ocean and Lil Uzi, Eternal Atake drop in 2020. The reason I put those in like far-fetched, it's just like, I don't know, they've been MIA for a while now. They haven't dropped anything in a long time. Uzi did drop that viral song. Was it The Foot or Shovel? But that's it. He's been delaying Eternal Take, Frank Ocean. And then actually I'll put Kendrick Lamar in the far-fetched too. I'm not sure if he'll actually be dropping, but I do want to see all of those people drop. I'm looking forward to all those albums. If you have any suggestions to albums, music to you want me to listen to, just go ahead and drop in the comments below. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Before I end the video, I just want to present some of my artwork I do on Photoshop. I do headers, Twitter headers, thumbnails, and then I'm trying to fix it to where I can do a YouTube channel art. I can also do that also, and then some artwork on various other things. So check out my art if you're interested. There's a link in my bio to where I sell them, and of course you can DM me through Twitter for better communication, and so we can talk. You can tell me what you want me to do, and yeah, I just want to speak on that really quick. And so yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you learned something new. There was a lot of news. That was some news overload. It wasn't as much news as last time, my last Treezcast video, but it was still something. So I hope I informed you on some things that you didn't know. And yeah, so that'll be it for the video. Until next time, I'll be doing a gaming video next, so look out for that. Yeah, so share with your friends. Please leave a like. Pretty please leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't. I looked on my analytics however you say it, analytics on the YouTube studio. I saw that half of the people that were watching weren't even subscribed. So if you're watching right now, please subscribe. I promise I won't let you down. I'll be making more videos like this, and then gaming videos, if you watch those, I'll be making more videos like those soon. So if you like what I do, go ahead and subscribe, stick around, put that bell on, leave a like, share with all your friends on Twitter, anywhere that you're socially active, and yeah, that's greatly appreciated, and it'll help me out a lot, and it'll help this channel a lot in the future. So yeah, I'll see you next time in the next video, and yeah, have a good day. Peace.